There it is. Okay, it worked. Hi, everybody. My name is Allison Holly, and I am going to be channeling for you all today. I go live once a week here to offer you a channeling for the collective. So it took a minute for everything to jump on. But if you are here live, please say hello in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're watching the replay, all of the timestamps are in the description box below. And of course, I'd love to have you like, subscribe, and comment what resonated for you during this live stream. So it may be a little bit delayed. I did have some tech issues going into this. So, anyway, I see a few of you here. Let me know in the chat. And I'm gonna, of course, wipe my eyes. If you've been here before, you know that my eyes are watering every time. Hi, Courtney. Isn't the background pretty? So I'm actually, many of you know Amber, and I'm here. Hi, Floor. I'm here in Denver at a friend's house, and this is her beautiful setup and background. So, hi, Chris, and happy Equinox, everybody. This is one of my favorite times of the year. This is my awakening anniversary, actually. Magical Fractals, Becca! Hi, Becca. Yeah, this is a special time of year for me because this is the 12-year anniversary of my awakening, of the beginning of it. So really powerful time of year for me. So, how is everybody doing? And hi, Arno. Um, how are you feeling with these energies? How is how is your equinox experience? And I'll go ahead and go into some announcements. Mine is the summer equinox. Isn't it really, or the summer solstice? Isn't it really powerful how these waves of awakening happen, and they coincide with different seasonal changes or planetary alignments. It's pretty powerful. Sorry, guys, my eyes are watering a lot today. A new environment. Deeply exhausted. This is, for those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere, this is kind of going into the time where we are getting more into the inward, the sleepiness, the feelings of kind of the rest, the gathering, and things like that. So for other people, it's kind of going into, playtime, springtime, expansion mode. So I know it's different for everybody, and all of it's perfect. Yeah, feeling exhausted, feeling more energetic today. Yes, the darker months. Sometimes it is preparatory for that. So I'm going to fix this necklace because I want you all to see how beautiful this is. But it's very fall inspired here. So I want this to be seen on the video, but it's so pretty. This is Amber's necklace that I borrowed. I said, this looks very fall inspired. So I'll go ahead and go into announcements. Let's see. I am starting off on the East Coast portion of my book tour. So those of you who are on the East Coast, I look forward to seeing you. What is on the website is most likely what will be happening. There were a lot fewer stops on this. And with some of the information that I've been getting in my personal life, it now finally makes sense why that's happening. However, there are fewer stops, but I do have a couple of retreats coming up. So there are still in-person events. If you want to gather with me, one of the retreats that I have coming up is called Ecstasy. And so Ecstasy is going to be in Orlando, Florida in January, right at the beginning of the year, the first weekend of the year in 2025. So it's coming up soon. And Ecstasy is going to be all about awakening and activating the ecstatic body. The ecstatic body is something that I've taught on for several years now. It's in the final chapter in my first book, or actually, maybe it's somewhere in the middle when we talk about pure form consciousness. So I think that's the second to last chapter. And pure form consciousness is us in our pure ecstatic state. So it's when our heart is open, it's when our mind is in a channeled state, essentially, and it's when our body is ecstatic. So this is what we are evolving into. This is what we're moving into. And Ecstasy, the retreat, is something that is going to be an annual event, and it was created. It's been an inspiration for a while, and it was really created to help us all to activate into our ecstatic body state, which my guides have said this is actually very timely and important for right now, because we are about to sort of amplify on certain levels of the multidimensional experience of Earth that we are in right now. We are going to start going into what seems to be a lot of breakdown, a lot of, chaos, as we've seen it. And it is in activating the ecstatic body, activating our ability to channel, that we move into more of the truth of the higher dimensions, which is what all of us here, if you're here, if you're present for this right now, this is what you signed up for. You didn't necessarily sign up to go into the chaos, right? You signed up to be part of this new that we're actively showing people and creating. And part of that is being ecstatic, even in the midst of what we think is chaos. And I will tell you from personal experience that when we are in that ecstatic state, that when we're activated in our channeling abilities and things like this, we're actually in the dimensional awareness where we're not seeing, we're not involved in the chaos. We are experiencing the ecstasy of new earth, of heaven. And so this is what I really want to share with you all and help you begin to experience if you're not already. And if you are already beginning to experience it, then this retreat, the Ecstasy retreat, is a great place for you to gather with other people whose hearts are very open, who are receiving and allowing this energy to move through you. So Ecstasy, the link is in the description box if you'd like to join us. And I accidentally have not changed it yet. Right now we have early bird pricing still up. And I just didn't have the bandwidth to go in and do website edits yesterday. So it's still up for the next hour. And then the pricing will change to early bird. So jump on that if you are excited about it. Okay, so before I make my next announcement, I will say if you have a question that you would like me to channel on today, go ahead and type Q at the beginning of it and type it in the chat. So the Q lets me know that I'm going to go through and count and then choose with random number generators. So type Q and then type your question, and I'm going to choose one of your questions to channel on today after I clean up my watery eyes. And I'm going to read some of this. Definitely tired. We're also about to, if you're in the US, and I know several other countries go through a time change. I think it's actually in November, so we've got another month, but time change is coming where we are going into hibernation season. So everybody's tired today. Maybe we should do a snuggle, an energetic snuggle pile here since everybody's sleepy. All right. Comfy tea. Hi, Herman. Thank you for your question. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to go into the next announcement, which is I have another retreat coming up. This one will be in March. I don't remember the exact dates. I think it's the second week in March. And myself and two of my beautiful friends, Lisa and JJ, we're going to be bringing a group retreat to Guatemala. So the Guatemala retreat is going to be following the journey that I took on my personal pilgrimage earlier this year, not this month, but earlier this year. I went on my own to Guatemala, and it was so powerful that it makes me want to cry even just talking about it. And I knew when I got there, I want to bring a group here. So it's going to be really incredible. And I will be adding the information for that very soon on my website. But at this point, if you are curious and you are wanting to come, please just send me an email, send me a message somehow, and I'll get you the information, and we can kind of start moving in that direction, getting that set up for you. So I see several questions. I love it, love it, love it. Let's see, what other announcements do I have? Oh, part of the Guatemala trip is going to be hiking uh, uh, Acatenanga, and this is an active volcano. So we will actually be hiking this beautiful volcano and witnessing an active volcano. It is one of the most powerful experiences that I've had, not just watching right in front of me a volcano erupting, but doing this really powerful, pretty intense hike to the top of this other volcano. Very, very powerful. So I highly recommend. This is going to be an incredible retreat. So, hi, Lori. Oh, so beautiful. I love all these questions. Niagara was, yes, being on mountains. There really is something about that. Hmm. The Ray Massey Show, raw and uncut. Welcome, welcome. I love that. And thank you for your question. What other announcements do I have? I think that's probably it. I can't think of anything else. Am I missing anything? Oh, adult summer camp next year. So I have another annual event. It is called the True Creator Summer Camp. And this is something that we just had in Arkansas. And we already have plans for next year. We already have lots of people signed up for that. So, and we already have everything's already in the works. It's really going to be an amazing event. So, if you came to summer camp last year or this year, type it in the chat. Let everybody know, what your experience is like. So summer camp next year, we already have that going. And again, the information is going to be in the description box. I love that you're looking good to the side. Oh, I don't know what that means. Summer camp, still feeling it. Let's see. So excited for summer camp. Courtney, this is going to be your first one. Yay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Fleur, you're doing a cacao ceremony with yourself. Beautiful. I also am doing a cacao ceremony. Um, Wonderful. Mindalin. I love that name. That's fun. Okay, I see several questions. Oh, final announcement. Well, go ahead and type in your questions while I give this last announcement. Um, I have a private online community. It is called the True Creator Community. And once a month, I do something just like this, but it's actually a private group and it's on Zoom. And we dive into a different topic every month. So next month is going to be on health and healing and body awareness. So if you are interested in that topic, membership includes the once per month channeling and then the once per month community call led by Stacy, who I don't see here today, but she's usually on these calls too. So if you would like to be part of that, hi, Scott. if you would like to be part of that, the link is in the description box. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great community. As you can see, many people here are part of that online community, and it really is just a wonderful place to connect with your friends. So thank you, Courtney. Courtney knows that it becomes very difficult for me to count when I'm doing these live streams. So 7 questions so far. Let's see. Ah, Lori, I love that question. Feeling earthquakes through your body. Really interesting. I've heard that from a couple people. Really powerful. Hi, Radka. Yay. Spiritual 7. I love it. All right. Okay. Can I have some of my little cacao here? And then I'll go ahead and choose the question. So, yay! Scott says, so excited for Ecstasy weekend. I'm excited for you to come too. We have 3 people registered so far for Ecstasy. That is really exciting since it's the first annual Ecstasy. So I'm feeling really excited about that. And definitely a lot more people are interested. If you are one of the people who are interested, send me a message, send Amber a message, send Monique a message, whoever you'd like to connect with. And because we're the 3 people kind of going to be hosting that this year. So, all right, my loves. Spiritual 7. Let's do this. So, random number generator, it's question number 4. All right, so I'm going to go up to the top here. And count. Let's see, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Fleur. I think it's your question. Do I have that correct? What is the most important thing for me to focus on over the coming few months from this Equinox crossroads? Thanks in advance. Beautiful. Beautiful. Is that? Yep, it is Flora. Okay. I always need someone to kind of count with me, back me up on this. Beautiful question. So I do want to say if your question doesn't get answered, somehow most of the questions tend to get answered during these live streams, even if I didn't choose your question. So if your question doesn't get answered and you're still curious, I do have a service. It's called a single question channeling. It's in the description box. And what you do is you purchase the single question channeling, and then from that email confirmation, you reply to that with your question, and I will send you a voice memo with your personal channeling. So this can be really helpful for for people who are really wanting, if you've got a question that you would maybe even you're not comfortable asking it in front of people. But I would love to dive into this with you. So just know that that is available. And I'm going to go ahead and Courtney, I'm reading your comment. That's cute. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. And what I'm going to do for this channeling is I'll go into that individual question, and then I'm also going to channel a message for the collective. So stick around throughout, because oftentimes, as I was saying, a lot of people, your question's going to get answered even if I didn't read it. It's kind of fascinating how that works. And I've got a little bit of an allergy thing going on right now, so sorry for that. Seasonal changes. All right. So I'm going to close my eyes. I love when you continue in the chat, and when I open my eyes, I will go ahead and read those. All right. Moving into these beautiful seasonal shifts, these are gifts for us to witness change. One of the most powerful experiences that we have here as humans in this human experience is to be able to witness time, to be able to witness what time really is the unfolding of events over a sense of spatial awareness, a sense of awareness of separation. So, really, what we get is the eternal now being sort of pulled apart, and we get to witness each individual color of this expression of the eternal now unfolding. That's what we witness as time, that's what we experience as time. And so, the earth in this beautiful majesty of the earth experience, she unfolds seasonally. She shows us the passing of time through these seasonal experiences. We get to witness, the beauty of the seasons wherever we live. And no matter where we live, there is always a witnessing of change. So, right now with the equinox, there's this sort of experience of being on the tipping point of the fulcrum, right? So in this eternal balance, we get the awareness of the tip. The tip into a specific season is the tip of witnessing the unfolding of this infinity symbol, right? It's the weightedness into one direction. And equinox still has its own perfect balance. Its own perfect balance. Everything is always in harmony. Everything is always in perfect balance when we witness it from this higher frequency space. And so it's to witness that even in the tipping moment, whether this is going inward or coming more outward, depending on what experience of the season that you're in, where you are according to your physical location, we get to witness that even in the tipping, there's perfect balance. So, witnessing the divine harmony in all things is what you're being guided to see right now. Even in the tipping, even in the going within, there is a divine harmony and balance. The human mind would like to think of balance as equal on both sides. In terms of what our mind can perceive of as equal. What we witness with this equinox is that there are differences on either side of this balance, and yet it is still perfectly balanced. It is still in divine harmony with itself. And so it's to witness that the letting go, the releasing, the surrendering to the divine harmony is us being within harmony. It's us accepting and being within the flow of divine harmony. It's the surrendering. When we surrender, so often, because we are cued into this desire for perfect balance, meaning this desire for equal of the same thing always happening on either side, there's this fear that comes with such a deep surrender that there's a continuous letting go, surrender, 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 and it drops and it drops and it drops, just like the leaves. And we don't know because it's not in our mind's perception, it's not equal. We're not getting more leaves just as we drop them, but it is equal, it is balanced. And so it's letting go of the mental perception of what this balance means as we surrender, knowing that we are always receiving in equal balance with the surrendering, even though what we're receiving does not look the same. If you can follow this, We may be dropping the leaves, but we're not receiving the leaves right away. So our minds may perceive this as somehow imbalanced. Oh, I'm only letting go. I'm not getting anything in return. So we're witnessing the perfect harmony of the divine experience of the seasonal change so that we can then interpret the surrender that we experience to also be equal, even though we're not receiving the exact measurement or the exact thing that we're dropping. To really trust in this process, to not only trust in the process, but to be joyful, to be excited, to be exuberant in this process, and to begin to witness on less of a linear qualification that, yes, I'm dropping this, and I'm surrendering this, to simply be in the experience of dropping it without immediately expecting the same thing to return. And in that experience, we can feel the inherent beauty and ecstasy of the surrender. It's in that experience. It's knowing that we are all always in absolute perfection, even as the falling away is happening, even as our minds struggle with what this could mean. Why doesn't it look the same? Struggling with letting go of the changes, we can let it be, finding the beauty in that dropping. Inherently, we do this with nature. We find the releasing of the leaves so beautiful, so beautiful. But when it happens in our own individual lives, we have so many expectations. We have so many attachments. We don't allow the dropping because our minds think that in the dropping, nothing will ever be as it was. And we feel so much fear around that. So it's finding beauty in the act of surrender without the mental expectation of what will come in. Knowing that the act of surrender is inherently beautiful, that is the beauty, that is the inherent balance. Thank you for that question. May that guidance serve all of us. We'll move into the collective. Oh, the tangible beauty, the tangible beauty. There is a really powerful opening that happens with this season. Those of you who are more within the divine pagan leanings or the understanding, maybe those of you who have had past lives understanding this deep connection with the earth, you already know this. You feel it in your bones. There's an excitement in the air. There is a tangible opening that happens. The example that's being given to me right now is when you close your eyes halfway, how you can see on a different level because the light is changing. It's at that sort of liminal um, midway experience that's much like closing your eyes halfway. You perceive differently. The attachment to the full eyes open witnessing experience changes, and we can start to perceive a little bit differently. It's the same thing that happens on the earth. The shifting of the light actually allows us to perceive differently. And that's why we feel that there's such a portal open during this season. because portals are simply activated through our own allowance of a new perception. That's what a portal opening is. Portals are always, always, always available to us to be opened. It doesn't have anything to do with time or seasons, or it's not locked into time. And yet it is connected to time because we are experiencing what we call time. It's so funny. And we're multidimensional. So portals are always available to us to be opened eternally because it is the eternal now. We can tune into the equinox at any moment. And it is available to us because we are witnessing and embodying these experiences. So it's a yes and that we begin to experience as we raise our consciousness and our vibration, our consciousness into this vibration, that we begin to witness outside of time and also within time. It's both. It's yes and. So we witness that this portal is now open, and we witness that we can connect with it at any time. And it's available to us now to float within this experience of the liminal space, the in between, as if, and play this game with yourselves where your eyes are half open, and look around your reality with your eyes half open and witness how the light enters the physical experience of your eyes a bit differently, and it allows you to perceive a bit differently. That perception is always available to you. And this is a game that we can play now. It's similar. It's similar to the equinox energies. We are entering this ability to perceive differently. The light moving through our awareness on the physical level differently cues us into our own perception being able to change, to move us into a new conscious awareness. Again, the delicious surrender, the beautiful surrender that we get to experience. Like, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to let this go. And the allowance is only ever through our own perception. We are the only ones attaching, and therefore nothing is holding us bound to anything ever. And it is through the perception that the earth gives us during this season. Oh, we can let it go. We can let it go. Thank you for the remembrance of this awareness. I can let it go. I can let it go. I can surrender it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the freedom that this surrender brings. Thank you for the present moment awareness, the consciousness of moving into this level of presence that this brings. You are each divine in your capacity for these multi-level awarenesses, these multi-dimensional awarenesses. This is your gift as embodied humans, to be able to witness change, to be able to also witness and be conscious of the eternal presence, your eternal selves. These perceptions are always, always, always available to you in every moment. And as you learn to shift, much like shifting your focus with your eyes, to shift your multidimensional awareness. Now I am very narrowly focused. That's when it seems that we have attachment, when we do not realize that we can broaden our focus. So now we're becoming very adept at narrowing the focus without attachment and broadening the focus and witnessing all of it, and then narrowing again into the human experience. These are gifts of becoming multidimensional, consciously multidimensional humans. We want you to know that your star family has a powerful presence with each of you and is very present for the current unfolding that is happening in your world. Where you view destruction, notice the beautiful surrender that is also present. And in fact, we would like to draw your attention to the power that is in your hands to shift your awareness, to shift your focus, always. When you have successfully brought your ability to focus to a more broadened level at the same time as being intently focused on one thing, meaning you are not just holding a broadened focus, but you are holding a narrowed focus at the same time, this is an incredibly powerful place to be as a human. So we wish to guide you into holding both. The narrow focus being your individual human experiences, and the broadened focus being your oneness, consciousness, multidimensional selves, your higher self, your connected self, the version of you that knows it is connected to all beings and all times and all awarenesses at once. Be both. Learn to hold both. Learn to exist within both. This is a very high level of consciousness. And this is what we would guide you to embody, to begin to become aware of and embody now. This will serve you in the changes that are unfolding on your planet right now, the structural changes. You will be able to be embodied as a human and take whatever action is necessary, and you will see the full picture all at once at the same time. Practice holding this awareness through meditation. Practice holding this awareness through being in present moment, knowing yourself as all and also the individual. Practice this now. We urge you, we inspire you to practice this now. This will serve you. Mm-hmm. The message that just came through was very, very much channeled by galactic beings. I'm seeing many ships. This is not just one collective. This is many. This is stellar. The words. I'm seeing so many ships and they all look very, very, very different. And what that's showing me is there are so many collectives gathered here, assisting us, working with us. They will show themselves to you if you ask. Absolutely. Sometimes this takes time to adjust your frequency to the allowance of the perception of these starships. And in fact, because there are so many different types of starships, and each of you individually will connect with different star families, different collectives, different beings, you will see different kinds, and the adjustment period will be different and unique to each of you. Some of you connecting to your star family, your unique connection with the beings that are working with you will take a bit more time because of the dimensional space that they exist in, predominantly. Meaning you will have to practice the awareness of a different dimensional space than other people, where their ships are much more readily focused on or available because of the dimensional space that those ships exist predominantly within. Again, remember the example of the eyes focusing? It's a practice. Do not be attached to it. That doesn't serve you. It is the focus, it's being light. When we shift focus with our eyes, we're very gentle with it. If we strain our eyes, that's when we start to feel that something is wrong or we're not doing it right, on and on. It's the gentle shifting of the focus, allowing the broader perception, knowing that with the intention, the awareness is already there. And it's simply the calibration process that exists over a bit of time for some of us to be able to experience it and witness it more frequently. Some of you, as you change your ability to focus, will also need to eat very differently. So these changes are upon us. These changes are very much upon us. The guidance is to not be attached. The guidance is to let it be simple, to let it be something that part of attachment is to beat up on ourselves when it's not working. That shows attachment. The frustration, the anger, this has come through before. That shows attachment. Relax, release the attachment, let it go. It is simply a process of focus. The less attached we are, the easier this process comes. In fact, it is through non attachment that the process unfolds. Wow. That was such a beautiful channeling. I'm so happy to see that. So happy to see that. Be easy, be light. Kura hiashtakara untukua. Hiashtakani yama kurua. And as I move through that space, I hear, we are with you always. Blink, blink, blink. It's going to take me a minute to refocus. How perfect. How perfect was that example? My eyes are like, oh, I love that. And that just actually helped me with something personally that I've been experiencing. I shared this with Fleur, but I actually damaged one of my eyes about a month ago, and I was curious. I always like to see, no matter what's happening, part of the way that I play with non-attachment is, how is this serving me? Because we make these interpretations on things that we experience as if they're negative. And let's get curious. How is this serving me? So my eyesight actually came back, and it's sort of been playing with this focus. So for about a month, it was really out of focus. And then it started to come back. And now it's kind of going back and forth. And I'm seeing, this is really powerful, actually. And it's just through that channeling that just came through that I'm seeing why, how that really has been serving me, this multidimensional awareness. So I want to read some of these. I'm going to go ahead and read Becca's because it's the one that I see. Arcturian. I met a new friend, Arcturian, yesterday at the craft fair. We just saw each other and knew on a soul level that we were doing work. I feel more Pleiadian. So it was amazing. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Gentle Focus, like the Magic Eye books from the 90s. Oh my god, I loved those. I loved those. Galaxy Quest, my band director used to say that. Oh, how fun. I just got full body goosebumps. Yes, yes, Floor. As within, so without, Scott. Yes. Hmm. Just reading through some of these. Getting awareness of Pleiadian origins. I need more surrender. Your message did answer my question and confirmed what my heart says, but my mind is too self critical. Something I want to share this with all of you because this has been a powerful thing. In fact, I definitely recommend if you are struggling with or dealing with self criticism, perfectionism. My most recent book, Ecstatic Playground, goes a lot into those sorts of paradigms because what I have witnessed with myself and with so many of you is that when we have a strong calling, when we are um, here very much for the awakening process, and we feel this very strong calling within, oftentimes that also makes us very engaged with perfectionism or self criticism because we have such a strong calling and yet we're human. How do we do this? So there's a lot around that in my book, Ecstatic Playground. I really recommend it. But just know that if you're dealing with a lot of perfectionism, it probably also means that you have a strong calling. And how do you fulfill that calling? It happens inherently and it happens with more ease when we can relax our perfectionism, relax our attachment to how it needs to happen, and allow these energies to simply move through us. Beautiful. Oh, so, so beautiful. I love the connection here. Oh, you just began reading it. I love that. I'm glad. Perfect timing. Well, my loves, thank you all for being here. I'm so, so, so grateful to always be able to gather with all of you. This community is incredible. I want to share with you before we close out that I have a manifestation goal that I would love your help with, and that is to have my YouTube channel reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you have benefited from these channelings or anything that's on this channel, or just to support me, I would love if you would share my YouTube channel with other people who you feel would benefit from it. Invite your friends to these channelings and all of that. So thank you in advance for your help. I'm sending so much love to all of you and have a beautiful equinox wherever you are in the world experiencing it, and just have a beautiful day because where I am, it's beautiful and I'm so excited to go play outside. All right, my loves. See you soon. Bye.